Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and check out some of my other videos too.
Somebody lied to her several times and told her that she was fly, hot, and sexy and beautiful.
So today I'm going to be talking about something I get asked a lot, which is how can I get into the tech industry if I don't know how to code or I don't have any coding experience? I'm going to be mentioning some roles in the tech industry that don't actually require any coding experience. A lot of people have this misconception that the tech industry is just full of programmers and software engineers and people that can code in their sleep. And really and truly, a lot of companies are still hiring for tech roles that are in demand that don't actually involve coding on a day-to-day basis. So the first role is product management. Product managers are responsible for making sure that the project and the development process is running smoothly and that all the deadlines are being met on time. And they're also involved in making sure that the client's requirements are captured effectively and that's communicated across the team throughout the development process. So if you're someone that's very good at managing a team, your communication skills are great, and you're used to working on big projects and making sure people around you are sticking to deadlines, then this is a role that you could potentially explore. The next role is a data analyst. As you know, big data is growing and it's booming. A lot of companies have so much data that needs processing, analyzing, visualizing, and just simply understanding. So data science is a field that's really growing right now and it's really in demand. So a data analyst is a good way or good place to start. The role of a data analyst normally involves processing data, analyzing trends, visualizing data according to what the company wants, things along those lines. So if you're someone that likes statistics, for example, you're very good with numbers, you like understanding information, you like drawing out conclusion from the information that you're looking at, a data analyst might be for you. While a lot of data analyst roles don't require coding, there are some that will require understanding the basics of SQL and Python. But the good thing is that those two languages are very human friendly and they're very beginner friendly too. So don't be too hard on yourself. It is quite easy to learn compared to a lot of languages. So just keep that in mind. Other than that, there are still options within the data science field that doesn't require coding. The next role, which is quite popular and which actually captured my interest when I was exploring the tech industry, is UX and UI design. UX design stands for user experience, and it often involves making sure that the functionality of the product that's being developed meets the user's requirements and takes the user into account and ensures that the product is very user-friendly. So a lot of the times the role will involve making wireframes, prototypes, because ultimately the role of a UX designer is to make sure that things are mapped out very clearly in terms of the design that can be passed on to the developers so that they can build based on that design. The role of the UX designer is very important because everything needs to be clear and take the user into account before a product is being developed or built. UI design is slightly different. UI design stands for user interface. So UI designers tend to focus on the look and feel of the product, the colors, the usability, the buttons, things like that. Their involvement in the team is quite similar with the UX designer. They still have to communicate with the developers how things should work and function. Oftentimes you actually find that UX and UI designers work together to build those wireframes and prototypes because you need to capture the whole experience and the whole design template. And it's also not very surprising that people often do both UX and UI design as one role. So that's something that you should explore if you're someone that's very creative, you're very good with graphic design, you have a creative mind, you like working with users, you like understanding how things work from a visual perspective. That's something that I would recommend you exploring if you're someone like that. Another big field that I would say that is actually very underrated is marketing. This involves digital marketing, community management, social media management. These sorts of roles are still quite popular in the tech industry, and I feel like it's very overlooked. Yes, you need to program apps and you need to build stuff and you need to design stuff, but products also need to be marketed well. products also need to be optimized well. Products need to be, promoted and shared and grown on social media platforms. So it's no surprise that these roles are still quite important. And I would recommend that if you're already doing a marketing role, or some sort of digital management role or community role, I would recommend maybe doing the exact same role that you're doing within the tech industry. However, if you are trying to switch, then again, you still have that option. So don't underestimate that, because companies still need digital marketers. Companies still need people that are good at managing social media platforms and growing them. And yeah, I would recommend, if you're someone that fits into that role and you're someone that's within that industry but just in another area, explore it. You never know. This role I kind of kept separate from marketing because it's a specialist role in and of itself, SEO specialist. And I've separated that from the other marketing roles, if you like, because this is a role that's very, very underestimated, and it's a role that's very in demand. SEO stands for search engine optimization, and it involves finding ways to optimize your app, your website, whatever your product is, to make sure that it's ranked quite highly on your search engines. So if you've built a product, or you've built a website, or you've just got a profile online, you want to make sure that the keywords that you use in your websites, for example, is highly favored on search engines so that you can come up on the first page of Google, for example. So roles like that are so important because apps and products in general are being developed, and an SEO specialist could put that website on the map and make sure that it comes up on the first page of search engines. So if you're someone that's already specialized in that, or it's something that you were doing before in a part of a wider role, then I would recommend exploring that for tech industries, be it big corporations or startups. See if you can transfer those skills in the tech industry, because it's still very much valuable. The next role is a web analyst. Now this works very well alongside SEO specialists. So a web analyst is someone that monitors the traffic of a site and tries to understand what's going on with that. Why are users going on this page? How long are they staying on this particular page? How many users are dropping off your page as soon as they land on the home page? These are all analytics that web analysts focus on, and it's a very undervalued skill, but it can bring about so many results. It's very useful for companies because companies tend to spend money on advertising, or they spend money to try and get more users on a website. And if you don't know what's going on in terms of the traffic, the number of users going on your site, then companies might be missing out on a lot of money. So web analysts, they're very valuable. So that's something I would recommend you exploring. Next role is a tech support specialist. It sounds fancy, but is not as complicated as you think. So being a tech support specialist requires you to have a very problem-solving mindset. You're going to be dealing with people that have a lot of IT issues, and these are things that you can pick up. They don't necessarily require coding knowledge, because not all IT support or tech support is necessarily related to software problems. So if you're someone that's very good in customer support, you're very good at communicating with people, you like to help people, you like to solve problems, it's something that I would recommend you to explore. Another role is a software quality tester. Software quality testers test the quality of your code. And normally they do this by running code against certain functionalities that software engineers build. And they test for a number of things, like, does the code actually work? Does it do what it needs to do? Does it return the information that you expect it to return? Is it built in a way that, works according to company policy? All these little things, along so much more, is the job of a software quality tester. And you don't need extensive coding knowledge. For some companies, you might not even need to know how to code in order to be a software quality tester. It's all about making sure things work, making sure things are being done properly, and just making sure that whatever's being developed meets the standard that's needed by the company. So if you're someone that wants to get a foot in the door and you don't have any coding experience, I would suggest this. And finally, this role is very underestimated: copywriting and tech blogger. I think we underestimate how much the digital space is changing and how many new things are coming out and emerging in the tech world. And so there is money in talking about tech. There is money in writing about tech. A lot of companies are looking for copywriters also to write technical reviews, to communicate technical news to the wider company, to other businesses, to customers, to people online. These are skills that are still needed that don't actually require you coding anything. So if you're someone that's very passionate about tech, you like to know what the latest gadgets are out there, you like to review products, you like to try out different things within tech, I would recommend you having a tech blog or starting up a tech blog where you can write really analytical reviews, and it could be something that you're already passionate about within the tech industry. These are things that are still very valuable within this tech space. And with copywriting, if you're someone that, has been in journalism, or you've worked in journalism for a while, you've been writing social media posts for companies, you've been writing, content on websites, think about whether you would want to do the same for tech companies, because there's a lot of value and a lot of opportunity there as well. So don't underestimate that. And if you're someone who likes writing, if you're someone that, likes doing social commentary online, this is something to explore and I would really recommend it. Those are some of the roles within the tech industry that don't require coding experience. And yeah, I hope you guys found this video useful. If you liked the video, hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. And if you are someone that's in the tech industry that doesn't code, leave a comment below. I would love to know what your role is, because there's so much out there and there's so many job opportunities within the tech industry that doesn't require you being a software engineer. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.